Hey guys, welcome back to Down-Grid Survival. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Ecoflow WAVE 2. Now before we jump into it, there's something you need to understand. On this channel I like to share things that other channels don't, so make sure you stick around for the full review. Now let's get into the Ecoflow WAVE 2. Now when Ecoflow released the original WAVE last year, since then they've learned a lot of things along the way and they've made some significant improvements to the WAVE 2. Some of those improvements are the current model costs a lot less than the original. The solar input has increased from 200 watts to now 400 watts, meaning you can use the Ecoflow 400 watt solar panel to recharge the WAVE 2 quickly. The most obvious addition is that it now has a heat function, so not only can you use it in the summertime, but to get through those cold, long winter nights as well. The WAVE 2 add-on battery now has USB-A and a USB-C output port to allow for charging of small items such as your cell phone. Now speaking of the battery, it's bigger too. It is now 1159 watt hours. And in case you're wondering, the battery from the original WAVE is not compatible with the new WAVE 2. And that's because the new WAVE has an all-new design and it has a smaller profile, so it takes up less space. Lastly, the new WAVE has an increased BTU rating of 5100s for the air conditioning and now 6100 BTU for the heat function. Understand this is a portable AC, so you can't expect it to cool your entire home. It's still designed to be used in a smaller space, such as a small room, a tent when you're camping, maybe your truck or van, or a small RV. In my specific case, here at Down-Grid Survival, I think it's a great option for emergency environmental control. Because we get tropical storms where I live, we can lose electricity for hours or even days at a time. And having a portable, battery-operated, solar rechargeable AC unit to provide relief from the sweltering heat is just life-saving. All I have to do is place the WAVE 2 in a small room and it can make a comfortable space while riding out a storm. I also like to travel, and when I do, I like to truck camp. Now I no longer have to keep my truck running all night in order to maintain a comfortable temperature while I sleep, and that's because the WAVE 2 does a fine job inside my truck cab. This little included foam piece is flexible and will hold the hoses together in the window, so now all I need to do is just fill the gaps. When the sun is shining and I'm not traveling, I leave the WAVE 2 in my garage studio. It allows me to work comfortably even while having the garage door open. Now the garage is a big space and it won't cool at all, but when working at my desk, it keeps me cool. Now here's a few things you need to know about. The WAVE 2 is working well for how it was designed. Ecoflow says the add-on battery will last about 9 hours, but this is in ideal lab conditions. The unit has 3 primary operating modes: Max, Sleep, and Eco. On the Max setting, you get the best cooling and highest output. The unit is using about 500 watts of energy per hour, so the battery will last about 2 hours. In sleeping mode, the unit uses about 200 watts of energy, so the battery is rated for just under 6 hours. However, during this mode, the unit will turn on and off frequently to conserve energy while maintaining a moderate temperature in your space. The last mode is Eco. It's designed to consume 120 watts of energy per hour, meaning it could last up to 9 hours. In this mode, the unit alternates from supplying cool air to fan-only mode in order to keep the air circulating. Setup is easy. You just remove the package, place the unit on a flat surface, wait a couple hours to make sure the coolant has settled down inside the compressor so nothing gets damaged when you turn it on. If you have the extra battery, you will need to attach it. Plug the unit in and you're ready to start using it. You can use the included ducts to direct the cool air where you need it and vent the hot air where you don't. The Ecoflow app works great. It makes controlling the WAVE 2 easy to do. You can easily see the temperature settings, the air output temperature, the battery status to include the battery level, the estimated runtime, the input and output wattage. Make no mistake, there are huge improvements to the WAVE 2, and with its current introductory pricing, it's a great value in my opinion. Check the link below for current discounts for Down-Grid Survival viewers. Now, with everything that is great about the WAVE 2, there are a couple things you need to be aware of. One, the high output of the fan, the air sometimes causes the top vent to close part way. No big deal, it's easily remedied. Next, the water collection from humidity on this unit works great. The unit is designed to collect the water, then burn it off, putting it back into the air. The unit does have a drain for high humid climates. However, sometimes when I've needed to move the unit during testing, the water sitting in the collection pan would splash out and leak out all over the battery. Now the battery is sealed, so there's no concerns. You'll just have water dripping around that needs to be cleaned up. Now here's a few specs. From the AC wall, the input of 800 watts means you can recharge the unit in just over an hour. From a power station, it also collects 800 watts, again allowing you to recharge the unit in just over an hour. Charging from a car DC port at 200 watts will take a little over 5 hours. Solar charging with a 400 watt panel could be as little as 2.5 hours, depending on your conditions. The Wave weight is about 32 pounds, and the battery is an additional 16. The unit is sold as just the Wave 2 or with the add-on battery, and if you need an extra battery, you can purchase that too. So guys, it doesn't matter if you're preparing for emergency conditions or if you just have a small space that you need to cool down, the Ecoflow WAVE 2 is a good product, and I think you need to take a close look at it. Hey, if you have any questions, drop them down below. If you get value out of this video, give me a thumbs up. And until the next video drops, be safe.